you are here, that means you are not watching Ethan's uploaded video. He uploaded it right before I started. But you may find yourself waddling in as time persists. Hello, John Chedeshta. John Chedeshta. How are you doing today, buddy? Let me go to my channel, double check who's coming in to the show. Mute it, and mute it. Alright, today's topic, Star Wars. J.J. Abrams is pro-abortion. I'm sure that does not come as a shock or surprise to anyone, but he has dedicated profits from his upcoming project to fighting pro-life causes. So, good old JJ. It just never ends, does it? It never ends. Nothing ever ends. But we will talk about that shortly. Hello, John. Well, hi there, John. Hello, David Rogers. Howdy, Lady Celtic Moon. Is it nice being first? First to what, John? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. As you do come in, if you have gotten notifications, yay! Sounds like P Money got his. Arthur Brown says, "Oh, as you do come in, as I say, it's a very inexpensive, as in free price of admissions to get here, to get in, to come here, be a part of this conversation. You just gotta hit that like button, you gotta hit that share button, and you gotta ring that bell for notifications. Let people know you're in here with the share button." Sorry, my ear is kind of itchy. You guys may not notice. This is a Japanese ear cleaner. It's got a little spoony thing at the end, so you just kind of scoop out your ear. I just kind of use it to scratch when my ear's itchy. Well, after the abortion that is Disney Lucas, I'm not surprised. Oh, burn. Yes, first to comment. Okay, will also be the last. Liked and shared. Thank you, everybody. Actually, once again, now I'm being hypocritical because I have not liked it myself or shared it myself yet. Sending it out. So Ethan's thing is on the new Batwoman show, and I just went on the comments and I put, "Gay, sub to me." I can be a bit of a troll sometimes. David was notified while watching a Blade Runner analysis doc. Immediately came here. Right on. Alright, so our chat window has filled up. It is ticking on by as it should be. Let's say, I think 18 people here now. Let's start diving into yesterday's comments right away so that we have some time to talk about JJ a little later. Alright, pause that. DJ Peterson, 22 hours ago, said, "Sorry I missed, Mike. Dealing with the house repairs and new garage door installation. Anytime I hear the words Equality Act in legislation, my ears stand on and my hairs stand on end. What are they trying to sneak in there under the guise of equality? Well, sounds like it would undermine everyone else's liberties. Glad Trump Sorry, I haven't even taken one sip of coffee yet. So let me get my leftist tears. Actually, this is crooked. Leftist tears should be facing right there. There you go. Let me crack open my leftist tears, hot or cold, and hope this is not too hot. Coffee's it's good. I used to hate coffee. Now it's quite delicious. Well, sounds like it would undermine everyone else's liberties. Glad Trump plans to squash it. Plan to catch the next cross-examinations tomorrow. God bless. God bless you, DJ. David. WK says, to paraphrase Animal Farm, the problem with equality legislation is that inevitably some animals end up more equal than others. 2 legs good, 4 legs bad. That's the end of the book. Spoilers. J.D. Sutton asks, did you buy that microphone with Bitcoin, Mike? No, I will not be buying anything with my Bitcoin until years out. I'm waiting for a minimum of $1 trillion market cap on cryptocurrencies before I decide to take anything out again. My biggest mistake. Well, maybe not my biggest mistake. Bloody hell. You do love to call while I'm on air. Oh, that might have been Jill. Hold on a second. Jill? Did you call Carla?
Oh, yeah. I accidentally called her. I was going to call your mom, and I called her.
Oh, it was an accident. She was trying to call my mom. Yeah. Bye. Unfortunately, the phone's in my room, so I got to deal with this sort of thing. Yes, when I bought a hotel room with my Bitcoin, and then now the value of that what I spent on that hotel room, well, currently it would be about $2,000. No more. $2,500, $3,000. So I have learned. I'm gonna wait for it to. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. It's gonna be all volatile, and everybody's gonna be all scared. And then at some point, it's gonna reach this plateau, because there will be so much invested in it that it will level out, and it'll reach stasis, or some level of stasis. And at that point, I may or may not take some. What was the hotel room coin worth at peak value? At peak value, it was about $5,000 or so. Yeah. It's about $5,000 hotel. But we're halfway back, man. We're almost halfway back to peak again. So all signs are positive. All right, Kevin Ryan writes, "Hi Mike, enjoyed the chat. Left you a message on Facebook Messenger. Couldn't locate your email regarding Brazil abortion rates and what is likely to happen if Roe versus Wade is overturned. Hopefully it will be of some use." And I did open that up, and Kevin, you wrote entirely too much for me to read, so I'm going to get to the point. So the data, in short, is all screwed up regarding Brazilian abortions. Oh wait, maybe. Alright, let me skip back up to the previous paragraph. I did some looking into the Brazilian abortion rate. We were talking about abortions in Brazil yesterday, and how earlier in my life, this is what changed my mind about just charging forward like a bull, trying to make everything illegal, because solving the problem to me isn't a matter of legality, it's a matter of morality. And so we should enact, if we're going to enact laws, we should enact laws to ensure that women are educated about what they're about to do to their unborn children and to their own lives. They should go in with every bit of information that they need to make an informed decision. And then I really believe that as this mindset expands across, and it has been, just the educated, just people watching stuff on PBS about the development of the body, the mindset of the country has been moving towards pro-life, right? Because we are getting educated. But if we make it a law, so that if you're seeking an abortion, you have to prove that you know all this stuff. I think it would save more lives than just blundering into the debate and making everything illegal. But let's see what Kevin said. I did some looking into the Brazilian abortion rate. I cited 48,000 abortions per year in Brazil as per the Women's International Journal study. Human Rights Watch cites over 1 million abortions there each year. Human Rights Watch cites over 1 million abortions there each year. The reality is there are 48,000 medical doctor-performed abortions in Brazil, while Human Rights Watch is estimating, based on self-administered abortifacient, I thought it was abortifacient drugs like Cytotec and misoprostol, which result in what Human Rights Watch calls 250,000 medical treatments per year for botched abortions. This number unfortunately includes miscarriages, natural or otherwise. Of course, every liberal media source in the U.S. cites the HRW numbers to demonstrate how making abortions illegal has only a negative impact. So the data, in short, is all screwed up regarding Brazilian abortions. What would likely happen in the United States if the Supreme Court overturned Roe is that about half the states would ban abortion, half the states would allow it, and the next battleground would be the application of the Hyde Amendment and the distribution of abortificants. I still want to say abortificants. Is it abortificants? It just doesn't sound right. In banning states. Therefore, your point about abortions being economically similar to recreational drug bans is well taken. I doubt it would come to that, however. Recreational drugs require a little to no skill to distribute. And blah, 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 blah. All right. So, numbers-wise, apparently, I was not mistaken. If there are 1 million abortions a year in Brazil, and there are roughly 1 million abortions a year in America, and Brazil has 2/3, actually less than 2/3 of the population of America, there are more abortions in Brazil, where abortion is illegal, than there are in America, where abortion up to 9 months is legal. So, I hate to use a horrible event like this to say nani nani nana, I told you so, but my point stands. George in the chat says, wherever there is abortions, the population of males rises by 30% to that of women, and the population imbalance causes sex slavery trade. Wow, that is something I did not know, George. Wow. All right, let's see. Seems our good friend Ethan Van Sciver is not watching his own video that he just uploaded. He is here with us, listening while he finishes my cover. Right, Ethan? Let's see. Welcome, everyone, to Cross Examinations. You are on the air. I know I'm on the air. What are you talking about? Is Bitcoin rising? Yeah, over the last month. It's taking a correction today, but that was fully expected. It's still maintaining over support. And apparently you guys want updates on Bitcoin, so Bitcoin is up over the past month from a low of $5,092.98 to a high of $82,091.03 and is currently standing at $7,101. So, yeah, it is maintaining a level of support. I'd be surprised. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if it went a little lower, maybe like 6,400. But, yeah, it's all part of the plan. So, anyways. Was the phone Ethan calling you to tell you he promises the cover will be done in today? Promise. Oh, the cover will be in today. Sorry. My reading skills are apparently horrific. What was the hotel coin? Oh, yeah. Reese Witherspoon stabbed herself to death? You're kidding. You're kidding, right? That's a joke, Ethan. That's not funny. She did not. You have got to be kidding. Reese Witherspoon. There is nothing about Reese Witherspoon. Why would you say something like that, Ethan? That's not funny. With her spoon. Oh, wow. Yeah. Man, I couldn't imagine anyone in America killing themselves with a knife. That sounds very old school Japanese. I think Mike is reading the last show's comments. Yeah. I read the comments from the previous show. So if you have any comments or questions or snide remarks about this episode that I don't get to in the chat, please do go over to the comment section after the fact. Or if you're watching this after the fact, then leave it in the comment section. I will get to it tomorrow. Oh wait, maybe not tomorrow. We're actually driving up to Orange County for the night, which is going to make the auctions kind of weird. I'm going to have to be streaming it from the hotel. We're trying to figure it out. Sketch, he has the opposite effect on me. What does Sketch say? Reverend Mike has a soothing effect on me. Alright. Y'all talk business, we talk God. LOL. Secrets, you crack me up. No. I'll have to agree to disagree with you on the Brazil abortion thing. Most of the Brazilian abortions are really just miscarriages. Well, agree to disagree then. I think that's kind of a stretch, based on what you sent. I want no updates on Bitcoin. I want updates on what you are going to do with all that money from Bitcoin. I don't know. That'll be years off. I'm not taking anything. That's long-term investment stuff. I have no interest in playing the market. Up by nearly a third. What, in the last month? Yeah. Would you adopt a dumpster baby? I've got 5 kids already. I've wanted to adopt. If I had less kids, I would adopt. I've always wanted to take care of foster kids. Even when I was like in my 20s, and my wife and her family are like, "Are you kidding? You're like 20 years old." 20. Like, I don't know why. It was just this weird thing I've always had in my heart for foster kids. Mike is a young earther. I am a young earther. That is correct. Any updates on Jesus? He's good. EVS will now entertain the room while Mike argues with Mike. All right. Mike also doesn't get Ethan's jokes. Ethan has jokes? Ethan was doing a dad joke. Yeah, I still don't get the joke. I get with her spoon, but with her knife doesn't. I don't understand. Okay, Mecca, your comment was actually hidden. Mecca's from the 80s. I'm going to unhide it. It says, I got blocked on Twitter for making fun of stupid pro-abortion comment because somehow it is hate. And Apparently the same algorithm works on YouTube because they hid your comment. Oh, brother. I believe all abortion needs is to have a close look at them, including Brazil. Doug is out of CG. Mike, fix this now. We talked about that yesterday. So what is so particular about Brazil and abortions? I'm out of the loop. Well, the argument... So I brought up yesterday that Ben Shapiro was talking about how charging into the Supreme Court trying to tear down Roe versus Wade might have the opposite effect and be detrimental to the pro-life cause if it causes a backlash, particularly among the justices on the bench now. And I'm agreeing with that because I believe in order for a law, the law should reflect the morality of the people, or the people will ignore the law. I guess that's an easy way to put it, right? If the people believe that it's wrong that pot is illegal, they're not going to stop smoking pot. If people believe that abortion is not an immoral choice, but it's illegal, they're still going to get abortions. My case, the reason I made that shift in my thinking years ago was looking at the Brazilian abortion rates, which, okay, paint it properly or otherwise, abortions are higher per capita in Brazil, where abortion is illegal, than it is in America, where abortion up to 9 months is still currently legal federally. So the argument that making it illegal will end it, again, that's not how you end abortion. That's not how you end abortion. I am as pro-life as any living human being on the planet, but that is not how you practically and effectively end abortion. And so my position is always, if you can pass laws to make education mandatory for those seeking abortions, so that you know for 100% fact they know what they're about to do to their unborn child, what their unborn child looks like. They've heard its heartbeat. They've maybe seen its face. They understand all of the ramifications, physical, psychological, spiritual, that they will undergo after killing their own child. And they still want to go through with it. I'm sure a third of them still will. But I would bet my bottom dollar, if you did that, at least 60% of the babies who would have been aborted would be saved. And that is a way higher number than we would ever get simply by making it illegal. So, I'm a pragmatist. I'm an ideologue too, but my pragmatism overrides my ideology because I'm more concerned with the end goal than how we get there in saving the lives of unborn children. So David Murdoch says this bill is too extreme. Pro-lifers want to affect change. They'll have to take, wait for it, baby steps. Yeah, I think my solution would work. Getting my solution passed, I don't know. And then, you know what? At some point, when you've convinced 80% of the population that you're murdering babies, then making it illegal will have a little bit of added benefit, but we will already have this solved as much of the problem as we technically can, as we practically can, and we've saved millions of lives in the process. That's my stance. You're absolutely right, Mike. V also has examples from Romania about effects of it being illegal. Romania. V likes to talk about things in Romania. It's very in Romania. Sorry, I forgot to roll my R. And he should know. He's a doctor. So, the face and heartbeat are psychological red herrings if you consider personhood or sentience a significant factor in your stance. Psychological red herrings if you consider personhood or sentience a significant factor in your stance. In my personal stance is life begins at conception. Personhood, sentience, the soul, when does life begin? All of that stuff is just theological, philosophical there's no hard, fast line that can be drawn outside of the scientific definition of life, which begins at conception. So everyone, that becomes this entire gray area that spans 9 months from conception to the first breath, right? That becomes this muddy gray area, and you can't base laws on muddy gray areas. You just can't. Peter Mike says, I understand your predicament, but I would try to find another country in order to do the comparison. I don't think you can extract the lesson you're looking for from Brazil. Well, I mean, even if the numbers aren't, even if they're not having more abortions, even if they're having a similar number of abortions, even if they're having slightly less abortions, it's still exactly the same argument. Because Brazil is a Catholic country, right? Well, is it? It used to be. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't get into the religious part. But that's what I'm saying. The number isn't exact. It's fudgeable, but the practical reality is they're still having a ton of abortions, and it's illegal. Bottom line. David Murdoch, that's a good argument. My only thought would be extreme bill stop one more unborn dying from Alabama, then it's worth it. What if it stops one unborn from dying, but it causes a fortification of Roe versus Wade that lasts a generation? P-Money. That's, again, you have to be pragmatic and practical and find the best possible solution. And jamming extreme bills into the Supreme Court before the morality of the nation is prepared for it, I swear to you, that's not going to work. Liam says, I'm going to be a jackass here, but when I was 12, my mother, while drunk, told all my friends that the only reason I was not aborted was because it wasn't safer. So I think we shouldn't underestimate safer abortions, more freely available, equals no Liams. Well, that is another case, Liam, for the education of the person going in. Because abortion isn't safe. It isn't safe. Women still die from abortions. Nobody tells you that. Women are permanently damaged from abortions. Many women lose wanted pregnancies after the fact if they've had an abortion. Your chance of losing of miscarrying your child, I don't remember what the stats are, but it's pretty astronomical. For losing wanted children if you've been aborting children prior to that. So yeah, the safety is not, it's not safe. You're sticking tools into a woman's uterus and scraping out a living person. Mike, Obergefell seems to invalidate your theory that waiting until the public is ready before a court case. I don't understand. P Money, yeah, my wife is more pro-life than I am and thinks Alabama went too far. So do I. I think it's a fair argument. Liam says, no one talks about women dying from abortions. I bet if that was more common knowledge, it'd be humbling some of those blue hairs. No, nothing can humble the blue hairs. They don't care. They'll lose women to the cause of killing babies. That's what it's all about. They're freaking demonic. Obergefell being the gay marriage case. Okay, you're going to have to spell that out like I'm 5 years old, Kevin. What is your point? They cut the baby up alive. You can see the little arms and legs being cut off. Yes, I know. We don't need to get into the... Wow, it's funny. This is going to feed right into the story of the day. So why don't I just jump over to ChristianHeadlines.com. Hold on, I got to move this. Ugh, I am out of space on this computer. For some reason, this monitor likes to overlay things that I don't want overlaid. Transition. All right. Topic of the day. Star Wars director pledges money to fight Georgia's pro-life heartbeat law. He's a stormtrooper, this one. Why is that still showing? What the heck is happening here? Alright, let me move this up here. Transition. What the frack? Why? I don't understand. What is that line doing on my screen? I move OBS over here. Come on, man. Why can't anything just go right for once? Transition. I'll just read the article. All right. Sorry, it's covered up by this thing that has just created some bizarre... All right, if I move it over here, and now it's just moving the bottom part of the article. What the heck? Okay, what? Oh my gosh. That's me crazy. What is happening? All right, I'm just going to read it. Forget it. You guys don't care, right? Close the browser and open it up again. It's going to screw me all up. Topic today is Mike Miller's graphics card. Pray, Mike. Oh, Lord, please make my computer work. All right. The respective directors of The Force Awakens, The Rise of Skywalker, and the Get Out say that they will donate money to fight a new Georgia law that prohibits abortion after an unborn baby's heartbeat is detected. J.J. Abrams and Jordan Peele are executive producers of HBO's Lovecraft Country series, which is expected to begin filming in Georgia in the coming weeks. Both say they oppose the law signed this month by Republican Governor Brian Kemp. In a few weeks, we start shooting our new show, Lovecraft Country, and we'll do so standing shoulder to shoulder with the women of Georgia. Abrams and Peele said in a joint statement, according to Hollywood Reporter. Governor Kemp's fetal heartbeat abortion law is an unconstitutional effort to further restrict women and their health providers from making private medical decisions on their terms. Make no mistake, This is an attack aimed squarely and purposely at women. Abrams directed the 2015 Star Wars film at The Force Awakens and is director of the new Star Wars film The Rise of Skywalker, which will release later this year. Peele directed Get Out and Us. The two men say they will donate Lovecraft Country proceeds to fight the new Georgia law. We stand with Stacey Abrams and the hardworking people of Georgia and will donate 100% of our respective episodic fees for this season to two organizations leading the charge against this draconian law, the ACLU of Georgia and Fair Fight Georgia. Their statement read, "We encourage those who are able to funnel any and all resources to these organizations." Kemp said he signed the bill into law because Georgia is a state that values life. Catherine Davis, founder and president of the Restoration Project, said Kemp had the courage to do what other governors did not do. She attended the signing ceremony. This governor, Davis said, is standing and restoring protection for a class of people who had the protection stripped away from them in Roe v. Wade. Just like Plessy v. Ferguson stripped away protection from a class of people, just like the Dred Scott decision stripped away protection from a class of people, so did Roe v. Wade, and it began to define a class of people as objects to be gotten rid of. Dum 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 dum. Bum 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 bum. Now I have to move this back over here to get it off of there. I'm starting to hate the word women. Oh no, don't say that. I was more interested in your way of interpreting the case. Don't worry, gender of women is merely a social construct, remember. Yeah. Well, they're not wrong. Yeah, that's the thing. They're not wrong from an ideological perspective. I completely agree ideologically. It's just I don't know. It's hard. It's just like I said, Logitech capture. I don't have time for this pop-up crap. I just want to be. I just don't want to freaking hurt the cause. By being just blindly charging forward, and it's a hard place to be, because I believe that the law is just, right? The law is absolutely just. What they're pushing forward is just, and it is right. But it's right, I think, at the wrong time. I just hope that it doesn't cause more harm than good. Giuseppe says, the law does not stop women from making a decision. It stops a random doctor from killing someone. Same as assisted suicide or execution. All right. Pray Mike. I can predict the future. Soon enough we will see a pro-choice comic book. Oh, I'm sure there is one somewhere. Withheld. Stop it with the Bone Star. Pledging money. It's always great when money is used to help end human lives. Yeah. It's true. So, yeah, it's funny. The abortion thing is just bleeding into... Oh, that's a terrible way to say it. Bleeding into today's story. Legal surgical abortion by professionals within the first trimester has less frequent and less serious complications than giving birth. Ming Nguyen says, I would like to see the stats on that. Let's see. Because you know what? Giving birth does not cause a woman to have miscarriages. Oh, wow. Let's see. In the United States, how many women die from illegal abortions? CDC abortions data and statistics from the CDC. Let me look it up. Where's the actual report? Abortion surveillance 2015. Abstract. Oh my gosh, there's like a whole freaking report. Ugh. I like it when you have charts and tables and things that are easy to read. Come on. This thing is like, oh my gosh, this is so long. Ryan, why don't you go read this chart and summarize it and leave it in the comments? Shoot. Oh man. Okay. Sorry, this is like I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. There's so much information here. Oh, here's one. Abortion mortality. Using national data from the Pregnancy Mortality Surveillance System, CDC identified 6 abortion-related deaths for 2014. Investigation of these cases indicated that all 6 deaths were related to legal abortion and none to illegal abortion. The annual number of deaths related to legal induced abortion has fluctuated from year to year over the past 40 years. For example, 9 legal-induced abortion-related deaths occurred in 1998, 4 in 1999, 11 in 2000. Because of the variability and the relatively limited number of legal-induced abortion-related deaths every year, national legal abortion case fatality rates were calculated for consecutive 5-year periods during 1973 to 2007 and was for a consecutive 7-year period during 2008 to 2014. The national legal there's literally like 100 pages of this. The national legal induced abortion case fatality rate for 2008 to 2014 was 0.62 legal induced abortion related deaths per 100,000 reported legal abortions. This case fatality rate was similar to the rate for most of the preceding 5-year periods, but lower than case fatality rate of 2.09 legal induced abortions related deaths per 100,000 reported legal abortions for the 5-year period 1973 to 1977. Immediately following nationwide legalization of abortion in 1973, possible abortion-related deaths that occurred during 2015 to 2018 are being assessed. All right, so what was the rate? 0.62 out of 100,000. Let's see. Rate of deaths from natural birth. What do they call the mother dying in childbirth? Pregnancy-related deaths, CDC. Oh, brother, am I going to have to go through that again? Learn about pregnancy and mortality surveillance systems. Where's the actual report? Reports of 9 maternal mortality review committees. Maternal what is this? Health pregnancy begins before conception. Pregnancy-related health outcomes. There we go. Is that right? Pregnancy health-related outcomes. How to use our storm. How to pregnancy-related mortality in the United States. ratio, number of pregnant per 100,000 births per year. So there's, it's been going up since 87. So let's give an average of about 14. Well, the current average would be around 16. 16 deaths per 100,000. Wow. The reason for the overall increase in pregnancy-related mortality are unclear. Mortality, not morality. The use of computerized data linkages by states changes, and in the way causes of death are coded, and the addition of a pregnancy checkbox to the death certificate in many states have likely improved identification of pregnancy-related deaths over time. However, errors in reported pregnancy status have been described, potentially leading to the overestimation of the number of pregnancy-related deaths. Whether the actual risk of a woman dying from pregnancy-related causes has increased is unclear. In the recent years, the pregnancy-related mortality ratios have been relatively stable. Many studies show that an increasing number of pregnant women in the United States have chronic health conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and chronic heart disease. These conditions may put a pregnant woman at higher risk of pregnancy complications. Although the overall risk of dying from pregnancy complications is low, some women are at a higher risk than others. The higher pregnancy-related mortality ratios are due in 2009 to 2011 are due to an increase in the infection and sepsis deaths. Oof. That's infection and sepsis. That would be medical malpractice, I believe. Oh my gosh. My wife could have died from toxic shock because the doctor, after the birth of our, was it Elijah or Eden? One of our first two kids, left a freaking sponge in her. Like a cloth. I mean, thank God she didn't die. Right? But some women are at higher risks than others. Higher pregnancy and mortality ratios. I'll tell you right now why the rates have climbed since 87 to 2014. Because over that time, women have been waiting later and later and later in life to have children. The younger you are, like talk about the Bible or something. The younger you are, the less risk you have of dying in childbirth. Every time I tune in, Mike is talking about abortions. Actually, we were talking about dying from natural childbirth at this point. The more I think about now, the more I wonder, why are men not part of this? Why not an equal push for men to respect the ability and responsibility to father a child? I'm with you. Let me see. Oh shoot, what time is it? I got... Alright, we got 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left. Lawsuit. I know, we... Can you imagine dying because some nurse left a freaking sponge? My uncle told me a doctor left something inside of him too when he went under the knife for something or other. That's scary. That can happen. Yeah. Anybody seen my watch? Malin is always the voice of reason. Sketch says, my brother got 2 women pregnant at the same time. They were both so mad at him, they aborted. Oof. Now he pays alimony for 3, but would rather pay it for 5 than losing them in hindsight. Gross, Mike, stop. Sorry, John. SJW's Withheld says, abortions give women power, and all pro-lifers are sexist Christians. Me. So there being less women is good? Mike has been researching so long that I forgot the question. You have to show people how immoral abortion is for them to understand and accept that what must be done about it. It has to be done through the democratic process. Yeah, I don't know. They're always saying you can't legislate morality, but what they're saying is you can't legislate morality that we disagree with. Right? Saying that there's nothing wrong with abortion is a moral statement. So the idea of legalizing abortion up until the day before birth, that is a moral statement, and they have legislated that morality, right? Those who say you can't legislate morality are just saying you can't legislate against our morality. That's all they're ever saying. They're just freaking full of it. This topic only brings radicals to the microphones, at least to the microphones that matter. There are pro-lifers that are presenting ideas for caring for pregnant mothers, making adoption easier, economic concerns for single parents, and so on. Oh, are there pro-lifers? Yeah. Yeah, there's what do they call those places? I can't remember what they're called. It's like emergency pregnancy care or something like that. And then the thing is, the church was supposed to help with all this stuff. You know? Back before the government decided to take away the responsibility of taking care of those in need from the churches. And just giving everybody welfare. Making it so easy. You know, it's funny. I was talking to Joe Benitez on Facebook the other day, and he's talking about how you know, there were so many people on food stamps now, and how it's like, you know, the haves and the have-nots, and the rich and the poor and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, there's people on food stamps because Barack Obama like actively made it easier than hell. What? To get food stamps, right? And I was like, when I was, I'm on Christian Care Medicare, right? And my son had like $30-something thousand in medical bills because he'd broken his arm twice that year, and then there was some other issue as well. You better not be naked trying to come in here, knucklehead. And so Christian Care is like, well, can you apply to Medicaid for to see if you can qualify, so it can alleviate some of the financial burden from Medicare. And I'm like, yeah, because it'll help the people in Medicare, not that money can go to other people. Anyways, long story short. So I applied for it, but they were like, well, it's too... There was some sort of a qualification. They're like, it's too late in the year, or the number of people that were allowed to be on Medicaid had been cut off. So the only way you could get Medicaid was by signing up for Medicaid, and I can't remember what they call it. They used up some polite euphemism for food stamps. And they're like, you can sign up for this and for food stamps, and we'll see if you qualify. And I'm like, hey, if that's the way I got to do it. So they qualified me for food stamps. I'm like, I made like $160,000 that year, and I qualified for food stamps. I'm like, this is Obama's America, where you can make six figures and more and qualify for freaking food stamps. And Joe's like, oh, so you're saying people are scamming the system? I'm like, yeah, people are scamming the system. I didn't need food stamps. I didn't accept food stamps. I'm not going to freaking take money from the government to feed my children. That is not ever going to happen. I will sell my blood first. But yeah, there are people out there that'll be like, oh, what? I can get free money? Okay, that'll save me, then I can, get new rims on my Escalade. No, I did not take them, Sketch. I did not take them. Absolutely not. I'm not judging anyone who is actually in a position to need food stamps. But the idea that Obama made it so freaking easy for people to suck on the government tit, and then that gives guys like Joe Benitez and guys with this leftist mindset this higher horse they can stand on and say, oh, look how many people are in need, and the rich are just, stealing money from the poor and blah blah blah. And it's like, you're out of your mind. You're completely ignorant. Completely ignorant. Never talk to me or my Escalade again. Justin says he looks at it a different way. Let us know, Justin, how. Expenses and such. You got a lot of kids, son. You deserve food stamps if they're offered. No, Justin. No. No. I take care of my children. Bible says if a man does not work, neither should he eat. The Bible says if you do not take care of your own, then you are worse than an unbeliever. And the Bible does not say go ask Caesar to take care of your kids so you can afford a better computer. You are crazy, man, and the government takes care of you. No, the government does not take care of me, Justin McClure. It certainly does not. The government is there to make sure one citizen does not harm another citizen. It is not there to feed your children. And if that is your mindset, I would sincerely consider you readjust your mindset. Take care of your own. Take care of yourself. The government is not there to be your daddy. I found a baby in a dumpster, and I made certain it was safe until authorities arrived, and no one would expect me to take care of that baby for the rest of his life. Oh, wow. Oh, if you found a baby. I thought you said you did. I'm like, whoa. Mike, do you prep? No, I'm not a prepper. Not a prepper. Wouldn't you like to be a prepper to be a prepper? In fact, I need more ammo. I need to stock up on ammo. That'll be, if anything ever does happen, that is going to be a fantastic method of... anyways, Justin McClure, social services are there to provide an option to families that are trying to improve their current situation. Yeah, so that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you should seek government help if you can afford to feed your own children. Okay? It is your job as a human being to take care of yourself and to take care of your children. If you are a widow or a fatherless or whatever, you are in dire situation, then yes, social services is there to help you. Me making $150,000 a year, in a year, that particular year, 150, 160, I don't even remember what it was. I would be such a fraud and a thief taking social services to feed my kids. Ridiculous. Withheld says, so me taking advantage of my autism is bad in the eyes of God, but I still can't afford things. Taking advantage of your autism? Explain. That's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. You needed financial help shortly after. Well, that was a different situation, Justin. That was not the year that I didn't get paid for 4 months. That was a different situation. Not the same year. That's why they're trying to disarm us. They want a new world order with one world government. Actually, prophecy that is alluded to in Revelations. It's Revelation, singular, no S. The religion of the beast would be Islam. Indeed. See, that's short-term planning. Same thing. What? No. Okay, if somebody, like, breaks an arm, somebody, if somebody ends up in a dire, truly dire situation where they cannot make money, right? And they have to rely on charity to feed their family, that's not the same situation. I made 100. Oh my God. I'm done. I'm out. We're done. It's an hour in. Thanks everybody for being here. Friday night auctions will be tonight, and we will figure it out. Because we're gonna be, where are we gonna be? In Orange County. So who knows? Maybe we'll bump into Art T. Bear or Young Lee or something. I don't know. But we will see you guys tonight, and probably, I don't know if I'm going to be doing a cross-examinations tomorrow. Do you know this is like episode 151? We're over 150 episodes. Crazy. All right, guys. Love you. God bless. See you later. Aloha.